To start out, Ancestry, this was actually a tough one. Because, you and I were talking and tried. First option was Awaken Animal. It's the most lore accurate to Rocket, being, an experimentation. He was a regular raccoon, then turned sentient. Perfect flavoring. The ability boost, we were just talking about it, didn't really work out, giving us a tough time. Same with Tanuki, raccoon, dog-like humanoids, still fitting the theme for the most part, was having the same troubles. I think we were both in agreement that you can go rat folk and just kind of reflavor it as a raccoon-like humanoid.
What's the difference? He gets called a rat a couple of times, I think.
Sure. Probably.
Also, he doesn't know what a raccoon is. Ancestry, rat folk, pretty simple. Background, criminal. The criminal background, as an unscrupulous independent or a member of an underworld organization, you lived a life of crime. You might have become an adventurer to seek the redemption, to escape the law, or simply to get access to bigger and better loot. Choose 2 attribute boosts. One must be dexterity or intelligence, and one is a free attribute boost. You're trained in the stealth skill and the underworld lore skill. You have the experienced smuggler feat. All great stuff for Rocket.
Exactly. Like I was going to look at more for this and give other options, but criminal's just so perfect.
Yeah, it is really his perfect option.
And then class, we were thinking inventor. Gunslinger was another good option. Even alchemist could have been good for like bomber,
Yeah, I had thought about bomber, but I feel like inventor fits him a little bit more because he actually tinkers with stuff.
Yeah, I think you can still make bombs with inventor, correct?
It takes...
Or maybe you need like crafting.
You need alchemical crafting, so it'd be a skill feat you have to take. Which, we could, but it would change different things.
So class inventor, there we go. Now down to level 1. Yep. Set abilities first.
Heritage. Oh wait, no. Abilities and training last, I think. Heritage. Did you have one that stood out?
Out of these ones, I was looking at Tunnel Rat. Quick Squeeze feat, not bad. Gives you acrobatics for free. Oh, no, sorry, no. It gives it to you even if you don't have acrobatics. We will be taking acrobatics, but the rest of these didn't seem to fit. I mean, Long Snout's not bad either.
And demoralizing animals from Shadow Rat isn't great. Sewer Rat... bonus to diseases and poisons doesn't really fit. Anything from the mixed heritage stand out?
I mean, not really. The only one that you could really go is Tanuki, and I don't think that they don't really get any good ancestry feats. So
could you do that? Custom mixed heritage.
Oh yeah, you click it. It gives you the mixed heritage. You go down to... I mean, I guess you can go Awaken Animal. That doesn't really make sense.
Honestly, I was thinking Automaton.
Oh, yeah, I could...
Because he had... what was his name?
He's got Bionic.
The Grand Evolutionary?
Grand Evolutionary, yeah.
So maybe that could work? I just had this thought, so I haven't thought this out at all, by the way.
Currently, what it's giving us is a special vision, so either low light, dark vision, or no special vision.
I'd say low light, probably.
Yeah. Does rat folk not get low light?
Oh, they might get straight up dark vision. I don't know.
No, they get low light.
Okay.
They do get low light. I mean, you could argue that...
Then we could say dark vision if he's enhanced.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like, bumping it up 1 is not, like, out of the realm of possibility.
And I think that gives us more options for ancestry feat.
I think that's cool. I mean, like, we weren't too sold on any of the rat folk heritages, so you can go ancestry feat next. I'm looking at automaton armament. Excuse me. You've been provided a body part designed for combat. You gain either a claw or a pincer unarmed attack. Claw does 1d4 slashing, brawling group, agile, finesse, unarmed traits. Pincer does 1d6. We're not doing pincer.
Yeah, it doesn't quite fit.
Yeah. Let's see. Your body can be reconfigured. Enhancement. Your attacking part is reinforced, increasing the damage die of the unarmed attack you gain from this feat by 1 step, from 1d4 to 1d6. I guess if you enhance your armament. Probably not.
I looked at energy beam. It doesn't quite fit. It's kind of neat, but I don't think it quite fits. That's the one where you channel your powers core through basically your eye, and it deals 1d4 fire damage, but it can't get critical specialization. Although it does look like you can... Oh wait, no. It increases the energy beam step by 1 step. Enhancement. I don't understand. Maybe that's something with automatons later on, I guess.
Let's see. Pouches.
Honestly, Tinkering Fingers, probably from Rat Folk.
Oh, yeah. You're trained in crafting. You can instead become trained in skill of your choice if you already are. You can repair an item without using a repair toolkit without taking the -2 penalty, improvising tools from whatever you have at hand. You gain a +1 to crafting checks to repair an item when you have a repair kit. That's nice.
So it's just basically it's going to be a +1 all the time.
Yeah.
Circumstance for all your repairs. So
Very nice.
you good with that one? And then class feat.
I was looking at Explosive Leap.
Explosive Leap, I think, is just the most fun one.
Yes, it is. I mean, built-in tools is cool, and I think that Rocket would definitely do that. And it's not an unstable. You're not getting anything unstable. You know, I think Rocket lives for the risk. Everything can be and should be unstable.
And then Tamper is going to be a melee thing, which you're not really going to want to be in melee, I don't think. Explosive Leap, one action. You aim an explosion from your innovation downward to launch yourself into the air. You jump up to 30 feet in any direction without touching the ground. You must land on a space of solid ground, or else you fall after using your next action. As normal for effects where you fall after using your next action, you still fall at the end of your turn, even if you don't use any other further actions. That turn. My bad.
It's a rocket jump.
So what does unstable mean? Stable actions are experimental applications of your innovation that even you can't fully predict. When you take an unstable action, attempt a DC 15 flat check immediately after applying its effects. This DC is 13 if you are legendary in crafting. On a failure, the innovation malfunctions in a spectacular though harmless fashion, such as a belch of smoke or shower sparks, and it becomes incapable of being used for further unstable actions. On a critical failure, you also take an amount of fire damage equal to half your level. You can spend 10 minutes returning your innovation, retuning, your innovation and making adjustments to return it to functionality, at which point you can use unstable actions with that innovation again. To take an unstable action, you must use your innovation, for example, wearing an armor innovation or wielding a weapon innovation. If you have a minion innovation, some unstable actions are taken by the minion instead of you. In these cases, only the minion can take that action, and the minion needs to have been commanded that turn to take that action. If you critically fail the flat check, the minion takes the damage instead of you. Some actions have an unstable function entry, which you can use to add the unstable trait for bigger benefit. If you're unable to use unstable actions, you can still use the action normally, but you can't use the unstable function. So it doesn't pose a risk of like burning out your gun where you can't use it. By the way, we did choose a weapon innovation. And then set abilities: Constitution, Dexterity, Intelligence minus the Strength. Dexterity, Intelligence, and then Con, Wisdom, Dex, Int. Skill training. Let's do the last one first because it's just replacing the one we got from
Intelligence.
Yeah.
Go acrobatics, and then
acrobatics, athletics you have. Crafting we already got. Underworld lore we got. Occultism.
We have?
Yep, you had it selected, which I agree with because it's for climbing. Occultism, society, survival, thievery. Stealth we already got. We still need one more for these.
I don't remember doing occultism.
We can uncheck that one. I'm fine with that because that one is kind of but also I don't know. Some occultism can be lore checks that are like a little wonky, which I feel like he might have.
No. I mean, like that one is like if we have an extra.
Okay, so we've got two. Well, technically we've got 3 more to choose.
Acrobatics, athletics, crafting, underworld, medicine.
Okay, we didn't have medicine. Okay.
And then that leaves us. Society, stealth, survival, thievery.
Nature? Are you sure?
No, not really. But
okay.
But I don't think he has anything else other than now occultism. That leaves us with 0.
So nature and occultism?
Yeah, because I think he's bad at anything talking. Not very good at lying, I don't think. Not very intimidating most of the time, and then very not diplomatic. Same with performance.
The only other one I would have maybe thought would be intimidation.
Yes. It's just that like most people would underestimate him, seeing him.
Yeah, I can see that. All right.
He wants to be intimidating.
And then a couple of things to go over for, since innovation weapon, we go over to weapons. We were looking at the air repeater. A thin-barreled firearm that uses a container of pressurized air instead of black powder to propel small bullets from an attached cartridge. The air repeater has fallen out of common use in Arcadia due to its poor stopping power, though it is still used occasionally for casual hunting and sport shooting. The air repeater is longer ranged. And its longer range two-handed variant are still valued by some for their ability to allow a shooter to fire multiple rounds without needing to stop to reload or crank to a new chamber. A typical air repeater magazine holds 6 pellets, so I was incorrect. It's 6 pellets.
I think this is a good choice. I think Rocket would see somewhat archaic, then that's fallen out of favor, and say, I can make it better.
And he does because of complex simplicity, which is our first weapon modification.
The way to make it your inventor innovation is by going over the options part in the Bins tab and then checking off inventor innovation. innovation.
Complex simplicity for simple weapon only. Increase your innovation's weapon damage die by 1 step. In addition, it gains one of the following traits of your choice: versatile B for bludgeoning, versatile P for piercing, or versatile S for slashing. And I believe the air repeater normally does piercing damage, so it can also gain bludgeoning or slashing.
But yeah, how that works is the air repeater is usually a D4, so it would go up to a D6.
Then we have a few specific things for Inventor. You have the Explode, which is 2 actions, which is also unstable action. You intentionally take your innovation beyond normal safety limits, making it explode and damage nearby creatures without damaging the innovation, hopefully. The explosion deals 2d6 fire damage with a basic reflex save to all creatures in a 5-foot emanation around you, if you are wearing or holding the innovation, or around your innovation if your innovation is a minion. At 3rd level and every level thereafter, increase the explosion's damage by 1d6. If you have the Breakthrough Innovation class feature, you can choose either a 5-foot or 10-foot emanation for the area when you use Explode. If you have the Revolutionary Innovation class feature, you can choose 5-foot, 10-foot, or 15-foot emanation. Pretty good.
It is pretty good. Hey, 2d6 is 2d6. At level 3, it goes up by a d6. Very nice.
3, 4, 5, 6, every level past 3.
Every second level past 3.
Every level thereafter.
I read that wrong.
So 3d6 at 3, and then it's your level of d6s.
It's insane.
Especially if you go to a 15-foot emanation, that's massive.
Every creature taking that much? Well, with a reflex save, obviously, but...
Then you have Overdrive, which you're going to be wanting to use a lot. Frequency once per round, temporarily cranking the gizmos on your body into overdrive. You try to add greater power to your attacks. Attempt a crafting check that has standard DC for your level. Critical success. Your gizmos go into a state of incredible efficiency called Critical Overdrive. Adding great power to your attacks, your strikes deal additional damage equal to your intelligence modifier for 1 minute. After the overdrive ends, your gizmos become unusable as they cool down or reset, and you can't use overdrive for 1 minute. Success, your gizmos go into overdrive, adding power to your attacks. As critical success, except the additional damage is equal to half your intelligence modifier. Failure, your gizmos whine concerningly and begin to smoke. Your strike deals 1 additional fire damage. So you still get the extra damage even on a fail. Critical failure, whoops. Something explodes, you take fire damage equal to half your level, rounded up, and you can't use overdrive again for 1d4 rounds as your gizmos reset. Special, when under the effects of overdrive, you can still use the overdrive action. You can't extend your overdrive's duration this way, but you can turn an overdrive into a critical overdrive if you critically succeed. A failure has no effect on your current overdrive, and you end your overdrive on a critical failure. This is really good, especially in Pathfinder, because ranged weapons usually do not get modifiers. That is a big thing with Pathfinder, is ranged weapons don't get modifiers. Yeah. There are a couple of ways around this, and this is one of the specific ways. So as we have +4, his air repeater now does 1d6 +4, which is huge. Level 2, class feat, haphazard repair. One action, you quickly fix your innovation at the cost of its stability. You repair your innovation almost immediately. You don't have to place the innovation on a flat surface, but you need to be adjacent to it, including holding or wearing it, as well as having the repair kit as normal. This does have the unstable trait to it. That is interesting.
Variable core, also interesting. Basically just changing the damage type for the explode action.
Oh, okay. Searing Restoration seems neat, but kind of out of character.
Yeah. And then there's also built-in tools. I mean, you could put your repair kit in your...
your repair kit and your Thieves tools, since we have Thievery. So we're comparing that against haphazard repair. Does the repair action specifically take... Okay, action repair. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, that repair is a 10-minute thing.
Yeah, haphazard repair.
Haphazard repair. Also, with haphazard repair, it only fails the unstable... Oh, you make the flat check, right. And you're not really going to critically repair or fail because we are still getting the 1 circumstance bonus to it from our ancestry. Okay, yeah, haphazard repair is good.
I was thinking we go to skill feats next because we were having some difficulty with the arc.
Okay, combat climber is what we had looked at. Anything that stands out? There's alchemical crafting if you wanted to look at bombs.
There's also a quick repair if you didn't want to do a haphazard repair. It takes 1 minute instead of 10.
It's still going to be an outside of combat thing, though. I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Outside of combat, I don't know if...
using...
Is 1 minute really going to be that different than...
No.
10 minutes.
Not
like,
usually. It depends on the campaign, I guess. But
I guess if you're running from something and like you get into an alcove and hide for a second, maybe. But even then, I think haphazard repair, one action while running is still good.
Other than that, I think combat climber. I mean, yeah, you could go alchemical crafting, huh?
If you specifically wanted bombs, yeah, and you're already really good with crafting, so it does lean into that a little bit. Combat climber, it is athletics to climb, and we don't have any benefits. We have plus two to athletics.
But I think alchemical crafting is probably the better way to go. But I think leaning further into the crafting side is probably for the best.
I think it also gives him more options.
Exactly. He's just going to be using gun all the time.
Yeah.
He's like a kind of a jack of all trades, tinkering and giving people bombs and shit.
Details? Nope. Piece actions. Where? Oh, gear maybe? Oh, add formula. There we go. So we get alchemical. So you can consumable alchemical. These are formulas. And we get 4.
Light bomb.
I think acid flask probably.
Oh, yeah. Oh, alchemist fire, right?
Oh, alchemist fire, yes.
Alchemist fire, acid flask, you said?
Mm-hmm. All right, so hear me out. Bottled lightning. Bottled lightning is packed with volatile reagents that create a blast of electricity when they're exposed to air. Bottled lightning deals the listed electricity damage, 1d6, and then 1 splash electricity. On hit, the target becomes off guard until the start of your next turn.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That is really good. Acid flask, alchemist fire, bottled lightning. And we get 1 more. So elemental ammunition is neat, but it is action intensive. I would say probably Elixir of Life, just because it doesn't fit Rocket as closely, but having the option for one person to have an additional heal in the party is huge.
I mean, it's not like he doesn't want to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
Oh, wait, hold on, what is this? Yeah, sorry, junk bomb. That just sounds like something he would use. This volatile-looking bomb is cobbled together from jagged metal scrap, broken glass, and other bits of razor-sharp fragments lashed around a core of explosive alchemical slag. A junk bomb deals the listed slashing damage, persistent bleed damage, and piercing splash damage. Many types grant an item bonus to attack rolls. This bomb deals 1d8 slashing damage, 1 persistent bleed, and 1 slashing splash damage. So persistent bleed just on the main target, and slashing to everybody else. I understand. Junk bomb sounds kind of up his alley, though.
Yeah.
Alright, I say that over the Elixir of Life. While it's nice that is a player decision, I think the junk bomb makes more sense.
Obviously, you guys can mix and match. Moving on, we got our formulas, we got our haphazard repair. It is time to get into free archetype. Obvious one would be alchemist. You get quick alchemy for 4 versatile vials.
Alchemist dedication might be really good.
I mean, we'll look real quick. I looked at artillerist. It sucks, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does. Because it's for like siege weapons. It's not what you think it is.
Big bummer.
And gunslinger archetype, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know, not as good as you'd want it to be.
Yeah, that's a bummer as well. Grounger I looked at, but it's got like nothing.
It doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, like the original, like the base thing is pretty cool, right? Crafting.
Yeah, you get a
like, together things.
It is an exploration action.
Exactly.
I think alchemist probably.
Yeah, for sure. It just adds more things that he could do. He's already good at crafting. Actually, in that case, we don't need alchemical crafting. We get it already. Which means we can take... I don't know if we want combat climber.
What other options do we get? There's battle medicine, technically.
Yeah, battle medicine's good.
Catfall, always good. Oh, crafter's appraisal. Use crafting for knowledge checks. Oh wait, there's also dirty trick. What does that do?
This one's funny.
Yeah, but it requires them to be within melee.
I know. There's also pickpocket.
Improvised tool, which you already have. Wait, did we? No, we went with the rocket boot exclusively. Oh, built-in tools we didn't take either. Okay.
We could take specialty crafting.
So this is mostly for crafting outside of combat?
True. You get a +1 to crafting checks to craft items of that type.
And that's a circumstance bonus. So as long as we have... Oh, wait, no, that's just for repairs. Never mind. I think crafter's appraisal probably over specialty crafting.
Yeah, I'm good with crafter's appraisal.
We get the formulas for 4 additional common alchemical items from your formula book. Since we're level 2, I think we can choose level 2 now also for a formula book.
I mean, we could take Elixir of Life. We still only get the level 1, right? I don't...
No, there's ones at level 2.
Elixir of Life?
Yeah, there's a bunch at level 2.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap, there's a bunch at level 2.
No, I was just saying specifically Elixir of Life.
Oh, I gotcha. So Elixir of Life, yep.
You want Mender Soup? You gain a +1 item bonus to crafting checks to repair. and restore an additional 5 hit points to items you successfully repair during this time.
What is this? Mender Soup?
Mender Soup.
Yeah.
There's Silver Salve. Add to melee or ranged weapons or 10 pieces of ammo. It is silvered.
Silver Salve? Yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm good with that. And then we got one more.
I mean, there's Alchemist Fire or Acid Flask Moderate.
Acid Flask Moderate is 3.
Oh, sorry, that's 3. My bad. That was at the beginning of 3. There's Bottled Sunlight, which is pretty cool. It's basically a big glow stick.
Sure, let's go with that. There's not a ton of level 2 options. So, Bottled Sunlight.
A skill training for level 2.
Crafter's Appraisal, we already talked about that one.
Skill training.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Which, these are the things that he would not have. I mean, I guess we can go Intimidation here.
Yeah, Intimidation, I think, most closely fits.
By level 2, he's kind of figured out a little bit of how to intimidate people.
Level 3.
Skill increase first.
You have Thievery. So you think Thievery over Stealth?
That's what I was thinking. Big argument for Stealth is fine as well.
Also Acrobatics. What do you get for Thievery? Palm an object, steal, pick a lock. I think Thievery probably, because picking a lock could be like fairly common. I think Thievery is probably the best choice. General feat. You had looked at Improvised Repair. It's a temp fix, but for probably not your innovation. You hastily patch damaged equipment together, but the temporary fix lacks the full care required for lasting repairs. Patch together a broken item possessed by you or an adjacent willing creature until the item takes damage again. It still functions as a shoddy item of its type. That might be specific keyword we want to check.
Yes, yes.
If it's a magic item or another item with activations, it can't be activated while patched together, but can be used for normal functions such as striking with a weapon or using shield block with a shield. This activity restores no hit points, so the item is easy to destroy once the item is repaired normally, such that it is no longer broken. It is also no longer shoddy.
Looking at it now, shoddy gives a -2 item penalty to attacks and checks with that item.
Yeah, and and you're not using it for your innovation.
How often are you going to be repairing something that's not your innovation?
Maybe, so we technically could use a shield with our weapon, but then we would have to be stowing the shield, reload. Although, are we going to be making more than 6 strikes with our gun each combat?
I mean, I'd say possibly. That's not out of the question, right?
Well, I think probably we're more likely, because looking at our action economy, we're going to be using Overdrive. Well, it's once per round, and it lasts for a minute. You can always try for the critical success again, but if you're not getting greedy with it, like, you probably only Overdrive once per combat, unless you fail, and then you're going to have to try to do it again. Technically, we could use a shield, because we're not having to worry about the free hand for reload. The shield really doesn't, to me, fit Rocket.
No. And to be fair, like I was saying, you will probably be reloading once in like longer combats, or at least like moderately length combats. Like I think you will be attacked more than 6 times.
Yeah. Well, don't forget we also have 4 vials, which are the versatile vials. Are they like focus points, or are they daily?
I think they're daily. There's Fleet,
Incredible Initiative. Any other ancestry feat that we wanted? It requires a level 1, so it's a little bit probably a power downgrade because this is a level 3. But if there was something that we wanted from level 1, I don't see anything really.
I think there was, no. I'm good with Fleet.
Honestly,
or Incredible Initiative. Prescient Planner.
Prescient Planner. I feel like that really, because you could definitely flavor it of him digging through his bag and cobbling together something, or finding something he picked up somewhere.
Yeah, he's definitely the type to have just random stuff that he didn't think that he'd need, but does.
Or he stole from somebody just because he wanted it.
Yep, exactly. Like a leg.
Or an arm. Or an eye.
He did do it twice. 3 times, I guess.
3 times. I don't think he got one of them one time.
Did he do it in every movie?
I think so. That wraps up level 3. Reconfigure, what does this do? You become an expert in all crafts and are always adjusting your inventions. You can attempt to change the modifications on your innovation by spending 1 day of downtime tinkering with it, crafting check. Expert Overdrive, increase your skill in crafting. Oh, we don't need to increase crafting. So put your devices into a more powerful state of overdrive. You become an expert in crafting, and on the successful use of overdrive, you increase the additional damage by 1. Oh, nice. That's gonna be really good. Level 4.
You're going to want to look at Megaton Strike.
Megaton Strike. Prerequisites: armor, contract, or weapon innovation. You activate gears, explosives, and Costs 2 actions. You activate gears, explosives, and other hidden mechanisms in your innovation to make a powerful attack. You make a strike, dealing an extra die of weapon damage if you're at least 10th level. Increase this to 2 extra dice. If you're at 18th level, increase it to 3 extra dice. This type of strike depends on your innovation. Weapon. You strike with your weapon innovation. Unstable function, but you put even more force into strike, though you risk stress fractures to your innovation. Add the unstable trait to Megaton Strike. The strike deals another extra damage die for a total of 2 extra damage dice at 4th level, 3 at 10th, and 4 at 18th.
So you can do just the normal 1 extra damage die for this Megaton Strike, or you could do the unstable function, adding a third die of damage.
Only other option, I think, built-in tools. Maybe does Gadget Specialist do anything for us?
I mean, dual form weapon is also not bad.
But I think that gives him a melee then, doesn't it? I guess it doesn't have to be.
No, turn it into a two-handed weapon, you know?
There is a long air rifle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
A long air repeater.
Like, Megaton Strike is sick, but dual form is also intriguing.
Does the long air repeater do anything other than extend the range? I don't. Oh, yeah. We don't want to do the long air repeater. It has kickback. Kickback's the one that requires the strength.
I'm good with Megaton Strike here, unless you find something better for dual form.
I think Megaton Strike, probably, yeah. If you just focus on using Megaton Strike, you're not using more than 1 action, or you're not using more than 1 attack around, so it's extending your 6 ammo even further. I would say this is great, and it gives you more utility option as well.
You want to do skill feat or archetype?
Let's do skill feat. Pickpocket?
I do like pickpocket as well.
Because it's without the -5 penalty, which is -5 in Pathfinder is massive.
It is massive, yeah.
Trick magic item might not be bad. Basically, it's a 1 action using the skill matching the magic item's magic tradition, or magic tradition that has the spell on this list. Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. Because I was thinking more of like using crafting to do it, but it specifically has to be
the tradition.
Because
skill.
I feel like that would be cool for him. Would be use crafting to trick a magic item into letting it basically tamper with a magic item and then use it when you're not supposed to be able to.
Wiring it.
Yeah. That would be cool, but I don't think
that should be something.
Talk with your DM. That would be awesome.
Talk with Paizo.
And then archetype.
Yeah, we got a very long list of things that we could do here.
Advanced alchemy. You get 4 consumables per day,
and we don't need to look at those. That's fine.
Well, no, we've already picked out our consumables with our formulas. So the
more, don't we? Oh, sorry. Yeah, those are just our formulas, right?
Yeah, so you don't get any more, but you get 4 per day as your daily preparations. We can expand that later on. I don't know. What are some alchemist feats? Let's not overlook it too much, I guess.
Oh, there's quick bomber.
Yeah, quick bomber.
Yeah.
Interact to draw a bomb, versatile vial, or use quick alchemy to create a bomb. Wait, do we get quick alchemy? Oh, we do. Yeah. Okay. We gotta use quick bomber.
Yep. It's a 1 action instead of 3.
We use basically Megaton Strike and then quick bomber.
We do overdrive, Megaton Strike, and then quick bomber.
Well, not on 1 turn.
Oh, no.
Overdrive's 1 action. Megaton Strike's 2.
Oh, right, 2.
And then quick bomber on like later turns. Depending on what's going on. I don't think overdrive affects our other stuff. Overdrive only affects our innovation.
Yes. That wraps up level 4.
Level 5. Dex, Int, Con, Wisdom, Skill increase. It looks like Stealth. Can't up the others, yep. And then Ancestry feat.
Oof. Cornered Fury is kind of gross. It's not great because you have to be crit hit. If a foe of larger size than you critically hits you and damages you, that foe is off guard for 1 round.
And critically, that's a whole lot of prerequisites. Like, most things are going to be bigger than you, so that's easy. Arcane safeguards do anything?
+1 to saving throws against harmful magical effects.
So basically any magical effect. Integrated armament doesn't really jive.
Lab rat.
+1 circumstance bonus against poisons and diseases. That's it. Oh, crit. Oh, hold on. Success is a crit success for poison disease. That's decent. And then magical resistance. Rat folk roll sounds funny, but seems really limited.
I mean, there's not too many I
think Cornered Fury makes the most sense. Unless there's not a level 1. Yeah, okay, yeah. Cornered Fury or Lab Rat.
Cornered Fury, you're getting critically hit by someone larger than you. Sure,
yeah.
They're off guard, but you're not going to be taking advantage of that the next turn. Someone else might be, but...
but it's only for you, yeah.
Yeah, so not Cornered Fury. No, there's not really anything for level 1 that I'm looking at. So I'm thinking lab rat. Like, it's not amazing. Diseases and poisons, like, a lot of the time when you roll a success, it still has, like, an effect. Whereas, like, getting the crit success, like, is usually you're clear, you know?
And I think that about wraps up Rocket Raccoon.